All right, settle down folks, welcome to the show. Or, well, welcome to my YouTube channel. I was thinking, where can you take the family for a good time? And then it hit me. Minneapolis. The land of 10,000 lakes and 10,000 ways to keep your kids entertained. Welcome to our guide on the top family activities in Minneapolis. We've done the legwork and taste-tested the cheese curds. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Minneapolis? Isn't it freezing all year round? Well, sometimes, but they also have summer, I'm told. And regardless of the season, this city is packed with gems. Whether you're a local or just visiting, we've got you covered with the best spots to enjoy with your loved ones, museums, parks, and even a mall with its own amusement park. So grab a lukewarm coffee, get comfortable, and prepare to have your Minneapolis itinerary planned for you. We're going to walk you through the must-sees, hidden treasures, and maybe even a few places where you can sneak in a nap. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be booking your tickets, or at least looking up Minneapolis on a map. Which, hey, is a start, right? Let's dive in. First up on our whirlwind tour of Minneapolis family fun is the Minnesota Children's Museum. Now I know what you're thinking. A museum? My kids would rather watch paint dry. But hold on, this isn't your grandma's dusty old museum where everything is behind glass and a stern lady shushes you if you breathe too loudly. No sir. This place is basically a giant interactive playground cleverly disguised as an educational experience. It's brilliant, really. They trick your kids into learning while they think they're just causing chaos. It's a win-win. The folks at the Minnesota Children's Museum clearly understand kids. They know that children have an innate desire to climb on things they shouldn't, poke things they shouldn't, and generally make a glorious mess. And here they encourage it. There are exhibits where they can splash in water tables without you yelling about ruining their new shoes, pretend to be firefighters, or even design their own wacky inventions. It's the kind of place where hands-on is an understatement. Alright, next up we have a Minneapolis classic Como Park Zoo and Conservatory. This place is like a 2-for-1 deal on family entertainment, and the best part? It's free. Well, mostly free. They suggest a voluntary donation, which you should totally do because places this awesome deserve support. And also, you don't want the guilt, right? Imagine a polar bear judging your cheapness. Anyway, it's a zoo, it's a conservatory, it's a whole day of not having to come up with activities yourself. You're welcome. The zoo part is fantastic. They've got all the big names. Polar bears, who probably appreciate the Minnesota winters, lions, tigers, giraffes, monkeys, you know, the A-listers of the animal kingdom. The enclosures are well designed, and there's a real focus on conservation and education, which is great. Your kids can learn about different species and habitats, and you can pretend you knew all that stuff already. Oh yes, the mating habits of the Patagonian cavy. Fascinating. It's a chance to see creatures you'd normally only encounter in a David Attenborough documentary, but without the risk of being eaten. Then there's the Marjorie McNeely Conservatory. This place is an absolute stunner. Okay, let's talk about Minnehaha Park. If your family is the type that enjoys a bit of fresh air without, having to climb Mount Everest, this is your spot. The star of the show here is, without a doubt, Minnehaha Falls. It's a stunning 53-foot waterfall right in the middle of the city. Yes, a real actual waterfall. It's pretty impressive, especially after a good rain. You can view it from above or take the stairs down to the base for a different perspective. Just be prepared for the kids to ask a million times if they can swim in it. The answer is no, by the way, unless you want a very dramatic rescue story. But Minnehaha Park is more than just a pretty waterfall. It's a huge urban oasis with limestone bluffs, river overlooks, and plenty of space to roam. There are walking trails, bike paths. You can even rent those ridiculous-looking Surrey bikes that seat like 6 people and require the leg strength of an Olympian to pedal uphill. It's a great workout, or a great way to make your teenagers do all the work while you supervise from the back. Next on our list is the Science Museum of Minnesota. This place is epic. Giant dinosaurs, a 90-foot dome screen, and interactive exhibits. Located on the Mississippi River in St. Paul. The dinosaur exhibit is a must-see. They have some of the most complete Triceratops skeletons. Your kids will be mesmerized. Spoiler, they just like the big teeth. Beyond the dinos, there are exhibits on the human body and more. It's a journey through science that's actually engaging. The coolest thing is how hands-on everything is. Alright folks, prepare yourselves. We're about to talk about the Mall of America. This isn't just a mall, it's a phenomenon. It's a sprawling metropolis of shopping, entertainment, and questionable food court choices, all under one gigantic roof. Located in Bloomington, just a stone's throw from Minneapolis, this place is legendary. You could spend a week here, and still not see everything. Which, depending on your feelings about shopping with children, is either a dream come true, or your worst nightmare. Let's be clear, the Mall of America is more than just stores. Oh, it has stores, hundreds of them, every store you can imagine and probably a few you can't. But the real draw for families, aside from the sheer novelty, is the entertainment. We're talking a full-fledged amusement park Nickelodeon universe right in the center of the mall. Roller coasters, thrill rides, character meet and greets. Now for something a little different but equally fascinating, the Mill City Museum. This place is built right into the ruins of what was once the world's largest flour mill, the Washburn A Mill. And let me tell you, this mill has a history, a rather explosive history. It blew up in 1878, talk about a bad day at the office. But out of that disaster, they've created an incredible museum that tells the story of Minneapolis, the Mississippi River, and the flour milling industry that basically built this city. The museum itself is an architectural marvel, blending the historic ruins with modern design. You can explore the charred remains of the old mill, which is surprisingly beautiful in a rugged industrial way. They have fantastic exhibits that bring the history to life, showing how flour was made, the lives of the mill workers, and the impact this industry had on the world. It's not just a bunch of old equipment behind ropes. It's interactive, engaging, and surprisingly moving at times. You really get a sense of the power and danger involved in this work. One of the highlights is the Flour Tower Elevator Show. Let's get artsy, outdoor style, where kids can run around. Welcome to the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden, home to the iconic Spoon Bridge and Cherry. It's basically Minneapolis's Eiffel Tower, perfect for family photos. The garden features dozens of sculptures, from abstract to whimsical pieces, including a giant blue rooster. It's like an outdoor gallery, built to withstand Minnesota weather. Accessible and relaxed atmosphere. Free to enter, wander at your own pace. So, you've conquered the sculpture garden, and now you're feeling brave. Or maybe your kids are surprisingly into weird giant art. Either way, right next door is the Walker Art Center, one of the nation's most celebrated contemporary art museums. Now, contemporary art can sometimes sound intimidating, like you need a PhD in art history to understand what's going on. But the Walker does a pretty good job of making it accessible and thought-provoking for everyone, even if your primary art critics are aged 6 and 9. The Walker's collection is diverse, featuring painting, sculpture, media arts, and design. You'll see works that are beautiful, works that are bizarre, and works that will make you say, "My kid could do that." Pro tip, don't say that out loud, art people get sensitive. But seriously, it's a great place to expose your family to new ideas and different ways of seeing the world. They often have interactive installations or pieces that invite participation, which can be a big hit with younger visitors. It's less about don't touch, and more about look, think, and discuss. Remember when I mentioned the Mall of America has an aquarium? Well, here we are diving deep into Sea Life Minnesota Aquarium. Yes, it's an aquarium, and yes, it's located inside a giant shopping mall, which is kind of wild when you think about it. One minute you're debating whether to buy that new pair of shoes, the next you're face to face with a shark. It's the kind of surreal experience that Minneapolis apparently specializes in, and honestly it's pretty cool. Sea life. Minnesota is home to thousands of aquatic creatures, from majestic sharks and graceful rays to colorful clownfish and mysterious jellyfish. The highlight for many is the 300-foot-long underwater tunnel. You walk through it and sharks, sea turtles, and giant stingrays swim all around you and overhead. It's an incredibly immersive experience, and kids, and adults, let's be honest, absolutely love it. And finally, we come to the granddaddy of indoor fun in Minneapolis, or rather Bloomington Nickelodeon universe. Yes, it's the amusement park I mentioned earlier, smack dab in the middle of the Mall of America. If your kids know SpongeBob, Paw Patrol, or Ninja Turtles, this place is mecca for them. 7 acres of rides, characters, and chaos all indoors, so weather can't spoil your fun. From gentle carousels to thrilling roller coasters, there's something for everyone. The SpongeBob SquarePants Rock Bottom Plunge has a beyond vertical drop, and the Avatar Airbender sends you soaring and spinning. Plenty of rides themed around popular Nickelodeon shows. It's a nostalgia trip for parents and pure joy for kids. Beyond the rides, there are character meet and greets. Hug SpongeBob, high-five a Ninja Turtle, or pose with Dora the Explorer. These moments are pure gold for the little ones and make for great photo ops. Well, there you have it, folks. Our whirlwind tour of the top family activities in Minneapolis. From museums that actually make learning fun, who knew, right? To parks with actual waterfalls. And yes, even an amusement park inside a mall. Minneapolis, you're a surprising, delightful, and occasionally very cold gem. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this guide helpful or at least mildly entertaining. Maybe you even learned something, like where to find a giant spoon with a cherry on it. You're welcome. We've covered a lot of ground, and hopefully, given you some great ideas for your next family adventure, whether you're a local trying to rediscover your city, or a visitor planning an epic trip. Remember, the key to any successful family outing is snacks, lots and lots of snacks, and maybe some patience.